Memory. It's the key to our identity.
Without memory, we're nothing.
It's who we are.
Memory hackers. Right now.
With today's installment, we'll compare and contrast the Lenten regulations from the Diocese of Wichita from the year 1907 to the regulations from the same Wichita Diocese for the year 2017. We'll see what a difference 110 years brings. We're using Wichita as an example only because the regulations for both years are readily available. As we go through this, the regulations on the top part of your screen will be the 1907 regulation, and the regulation from 2017 will be at the bottom of your screen. Also, please note that fasting refers to eating less. Abstinence refers to not eating meat. Here are the rules on who is obliged to fast. As you can see, the regulations for this year actually obligates a greater percentage of the population than the regulations of 1907. However, this is the only point on which the 2017 regulations are stricter. In 1907, all days of Lent, except Sundays, were days of fasting and abstinence. In 2017, only 2 days during the whole Lenten season, Ash Wednesday and Good Fridays, are days of fasting and abstinence. With the 1907 regulations, a cup of coffee, tea, or thin chocolate with a small piece of bread or a cracker could be taken in the morning. A collation, about the fourth of an ordinary meal, could be taken in the evening, and this applied to all days during Lent except Sundays. With the 2017 regulations, people who must fast on the 2 particular days of Lent must take 1 full meal and 2 lesser meals with nothing eaten between the meals. Drinking fluids is okay. With the 1907 regulations, by dispensation, meaning that for other parts of the world the regulations were stricter, eating meat was only allowed 1 time per day at the main meal on most days. No meat at all was allowed on Wednesdays or Fridays. With the 2017 regulations, all Catholics 14 years old and older are obliged to abstain from eating meat on Fridays and Ash Wednesday. There is no limit on how often and how much meat can be consumed on the other 6 days of the week. With the 1907 regulations, it was forbidden to eat meat and fish at the same meal, regardless of what day of the week it was. There is nothing comparable in the 2017 regulations. With the 1907 regulations, manual laborers who worked jobs of a fatiguing character were dispensed from abstaining from meat. This dispensation applied to the working man and to his family, although the rest of the family members could only eat meat once per day. However, working men and their families still could not eat meat on Fridays or Ash Wednesdays or the Holy Week. So even with this dispensation, the regulations were still stricter than what Catholics of 2017 have. With the 1907 regulations, those taking advantage of the working man's dispensation were urged to make some sacrifice such as abstaining from alcohol, tobacco, amusements, or sinful habits. Regular attendance at weekday masses was encouraged. With the 2017 regulations, people who are unable to practice bodily penance due to pregnancy, illness, or hard physical labor may choose another form of penance or charity. While it seems that the 1907 regulations were much stricter than what's asked for nowadays, those 1907 regulations were much more relaxed than what had been in place in earlier centuries. During the Middle Ages, for instance, eggs, dairy products, and meat were generally forbidden during the entire Lenten season. So, if we take a moment to ask what type of sacrifice the folks in the Middle Ages were making, it really isn't anything harder than what vegans do all year round. So what would St. John of the Cross advise us to do about this? St. John said, "Strive always to prefer, not which is easiest, but that which is most difficult. Not that which is most delectable, but that which is most unpleasing. Not that which gives most pleasure, but rather that which gives least. Not that which is most restful, but that which is wearisome. Not that which is consolation, but rather that which is disconsolateness." He continues, "Not that which is greatest, but that which is least. Not that which is loftiest and most precious, but that which is lowest and most despised. Not that which is a desire for anything, but that which is a desire for nothing. Strive to go about seeking, not the best temporal things, but the worst. Strive thus to enter into complete detachment and emptiness and poverty, with respect to everything that is in the world, for Christ's sake. Well, I hope you enjoyed this installment. We'll be back again in about a week with another one. That'll be back on the Divine Mercy devotion. But in the meantime, please check out my Facebook page and please pray for the church.
No man could ever stop me from praising